So I've been thinking about this quite a bit. China and the situation in Hong Kong, and how things have broken down. And I think the thing that's most alarming to me is the dynamic polarization that's happened, which isn't far off from where we're at as a country. I think the concern that I have the most is that change happens. It's like the whole thing in Jurassic Park where Ian Malcolm is explaining, chaos, and that nature finds a way to break through painfully if necessary. I think that's completely accurate, and that's what's happening right now. But in an authoritarian communist environment in which, thoughts and anything, your personal beliefs are just, it's not an option. You can't have social media, you can't do all these things. And now, because of the internet, you can't control devices. You can't control what people own. You can to an extent. I mean, they're trying like hell, but look what's happening. Look what's happening to their population. It's revolting. And in a way that's violent and necessary. And it's just, the more we try to restrain other people with coercion, the more things break down. And I think that a lot of libertarians are concerned with that in our country. We have a similar circumstance. We have a polarization in a dynamic, but it's different in the aspect that now political parties have become so polarized, and there's so much misinformation on both sides. The people in the middle are just drowning. And we're like the people who just are complacent over in China. It's just different dynamic, I think. The complacency here is much more of a spiritual, I don't know, like a existential crisis, where people are just giving up on life and, weighing 800 pounds or drinking themselves, whatever it is. The breakdown is different here. I think people are working themselves to death over there, and we're consuming ourselves to death over here, and it's the same dynamic. Anyway, I went on a tangent, but the point that I was trying to make is that as time goes on, progress it's not something we can change. It's not something we should try to change. I'm not afraid of technology. I'm not afraid of change. I think all of these things are good. Even when it comes to the understanding of reproductive rights, the understanding of the science behind all of this stuff. Whether you believe pro-life or pro-choice, there's more understanding every single day from both sides that we could say. Anyway, the point I'm getting is this polarization is subverting power in a way that the elite don't have control anymore. And it's not money. It's knowledge, universal basic knowledge. And that's what the internet provides. It's almost like a safety net, like money. When we're talking about UBI and all of these things with Yang, it's the same idea, but with knowledge. It allows everyone to have a basic understanding of their rights, of human existence, religion, our place in the universe. Everything that we've gathered as a species is in the palm of our hands, and it should be. Continuously, we should have more and more information. We should continue on that progress. AI and all that. The thing that is the most concerning to me is we're not prepared for it. We're just not. And it'll kill us. It'll destroy all of us. And we're seeing it happen in other places. And it's not AI destroying our lives like in Terminator. It's AI allowing us to destroy ourselves. And it's not like it's doing it, maliciously or even knows or even conscious. I mean, that's a whole other discussion about Google becoming self-aware. But the thing is you can't say for sure that if the internet didn't happen, these people wouldn't have as much power to plan and go back against the cops or push back or regroup and all this stuff. The internet's making this possible in China, and they're trying to hold it with a death strangle. And all that's going to do is be a firecracker in their hand. It's going to blow their fucking hand apart. It's just a bad idea to try to strangle everything the way that they're doing. We're not far off from that in a way. And we've given up our rights and our complacencies. Our rights and our freedoms for complacent living. It's just a different way. But I think people are waking up to different ideas of thought. I know I am, and I'm always open to it. I'm open to being wrong and to see things from other people's perspective. And the more you try to do that, I think the more we'll kind of understand each other and where we're coming from. The whole thing in China it's scary, obviously, because there's change coming. And when the world gets free internet, the whole world, if Elon Musk successfully does the Starlink thing, what's going to happen all over the world? I don't think we're ready for it. And I think that we really need to get on the progress train. So in turn, I think, UBI, very much like UBK, Universal Basic Knowledge, the rights to understand basic fundamentals. And when you have a society that has that type of technology to provide that basic fundamental, so nobody falls through the cracks mentally, or intellectually, I should say, it's important. And I think that the same thing exists with an economy. It subverts the power from the people who control it down to the people at the bottom. Now, if it's just our money back, that's the big thing. And most of us are just getting our taxes back. Not even. So, taxation is theft. Fine. Well, give me some of my fucking theft money back. I don't know how we went to UBI, but I think that subversion of power is my big focus here, is that authoritarian rule is based on control, manipulation of power, and the ability to subvert that power back to the people has changed the shift and how much control they can keep on grasping. I think it was different before because information and knowledge is power. But when you take that knowledge and give it to everybody freely, it changes the ability to control that, like the music industry, like podcasting, like YouTube right here and now, all of it. Thank you for listening.